As many as 15,000 Americans and at least 65,000 Afghans and their families are still desperate to get out. We will go live to Kabul, but we begin here with George Stephanopoulos one-on-one with the president.
Back in July, you said a Taliban takeover was highly unlikely. Was the intelligence wrong, or did you downplay it?
I think there was no consensus. If you go back and look at the intelligence reports, they said that it was more likely to be sometime by the end of the year.
You didn't put a timeline out when you said it was highly unlikely. You just said flat out it's highly unlikely the Taliban would take over.
Yeah. Well, the question was whether or not the idea that the Taliban would take over was premised on the notion that somehow the 300,000 troops we had trained and equipped was going to just collapse. They were going to give up. I don't think anybody anticipated that.
We've all seen the pictures. We've seen those hundreds of people packed into a C-17. We've seen Afghans falling.
That was 4 days ago, 5 days ago.
What did you think when you first saw those pictures?
What I thought was we have to gain control of this. We have to move this more quickly. We have to move in a way in which we can take control of that airport. And we did.
So you don't think this could have been handled, this actually could have been handled better in any way? No mistakes?
No, I don't think it could have been handled in a way that we're going to go back in hindsight and look, but the idea that somehow there's a way to have gotten out without chaos ensuing, I don't know how that happens. I don't know how that happened.
So for you, that was always priced into the decision?
Yes.
All right, so let's bring in George Stephanopoulos. George, I was watching as that interview came in. A lot to unpack here. I know you're going to have a lot more on Good Morning America, but I wanted to double down here on two things you pressed the president on. The president claims that military leaders did not tell him to keep some sort of smaller footprint on the ground, 2,500 troops. And he also said U.S. intelligence did not predict a collapse this quickly.
Yeah, he was very firm on that, David. On the intelligence first, he was saying, yes, people believe the Taliban might eventually take control, but no one expected it to happen with the speed and the rapidity that it happened, contradicting what we've heard from a lot of senators who got intelligence briefings, what some leaks from intelligence officials as well. But the president is very, very firm. He said that no one was predicting the Taliban would come into power this quickly, that the Afghan army, the Afghan political structure would just collapse over the course of a weekend. And I was also surprised that he did take on those who say the military was advising him to keep a small U.S. group of U.S. forces there, about 2,500 troops there. He's saying that is not the recommendation he got from the military, and he firmly believes that it would have taken many more thousands of American troops to keep Afghanistan stable if we indeed stayed.
And George, I was also struck by this notion of this August 31st deadline. You pressed him on this. Will American troops be out if Americans remain? If some of those who helped us, the Afghan interpreters, if they're still there, will the troops stay and help?
I pressed the president on that, and the president said American troops would stay until all Americans who want to leave can leave. He was slightly more equivocal on our Afghan allies, the interpreters and others who have helped us, but he also committed to do everything possible to get them out.
All right, our thanks to George Stephanopoulos with us tonight, and there will be much more from George's interview first thing in the morning on Good Morning America and across all of our ABC News platforms.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.